Find for your inner silence. The one who dominates others is strong. The one who dominates himself is powerful. The main battle we must fight is with ourselves. It is not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of those events. It is not people who disturb us, but our judgments about those people. You cannot always control what happens or the reactions of others, but you can always control yourself. For this, it is very useful not to continuously label yourself. Your joy upon the return of the sun is both the result of your thoughts. When you dominate yourself, nothing can disturb you, neither adversity, nor people, nor anything. That is why you are powerful. Not only are you responsible for what you do, but you are also responsible for what you do not do. We generate consequences, not only with our actions, but also with our inactions. We cause certain things to happen, whether by action, doing, or omission, not doing. Doing nothing is also doing something. Any movement we make in one direction or another generates reactions of one kind or another. We are our decisions and non-decisions. It is a mistake to think that immobility, remaining still and inactive, produces no consequences. In this way, existence and non-existence, difficulty and ease, length and shortness, height and lowness allow us to know one from the other. It is the integration of opposites, not their confrontation. This differs from the approach of Western thought. The approach changes radically. It is the yin and yang, the center of Taoist philosophy. We often divide everything into opposites, day and night, good and bad, when in reality, everything is in balance. Darkness contains clarity. In every loss of love, work, possessions, etc., there is some gain. Under this paradigm lies a more balanced view of life that allows us to connect with the beneficial part of any negative situation. Every end of one thing is the beginning of another. Lao Tzu points out, learn to trust what is happening. If there is silence, let it increase. It will emerge. If there is a storm, let it roar. It will calm. If you are flexible, you will remain upright. Rigidity leads to unhappiness. Flexibility to its opposite. Flexibility allows us to stay upright by adapting calmly and serenely to each situation that arises. It is a highly recommended virtue for business in particular and life in general. Most people think the world has to be a certain way, and when it does not fit that preconceived idea, they become bewildered and frustrated. It is about flowing with change, with adversities and contradictions. The writer Maya Angelou once said, "I've learned that you can tell a lot about a person by how they handle these three things: lost luggage, a rainy day, and tangled Christmas lights." These are undoubtedly three examples that test our flexibility. The perfection of the one who gives orders is to be peaceful, of the one who fights, to lack anger, of the one who wants to win, not to fight, of the one who uses people, to put himself below them. If leadership is anything, it is a vocation of service. It is the concept of servant leadership. In one of the scenes of the movie Life is Beautiful, 1997, winner of 3 Oscars, there is a conversation between Guido, Roberto Benigni, and his uncle Eliseo, the director of the Grand Hotel. The latter says, "Serving is the supreme art. God is the first to serve." We have a mistaken idea of what leadership is. It is something more normal and straightforward than it seems at first glance. Some, however, confuse leadership with popularity, prestige, or glamour. Nothing to do with it. The function of the leader is to be at the disposal of his people, because it is the people who make things happen. The ordinary man, when he undertakes something, spoils it by wanting to finish it quickly. Every great journey begins with a single step, and one more step, another step, another step, and another make the whole journey if one takes enough time. Most people give up soon because they want quick successes, which leads them to flit from flower to flower, never consolidating anything. Patience is the virtue most lacking in personal development processes. Nature and life have their times. You sow today and reap tomorrow. When these times are not respected, one can end up frustrated. Wanting to go too fast and skipping intermediate stages does not work. Thinking otherwise is naive. It is worth quoting Woody Allen, who, with his usual irony, said, "It took me 10 years to achieve overnight success." The one who knows how to tie does not use ropes or knots, and yet no one can untie what he has united. Anything forced is unlikely to survive long term. Sooner or later, it ends up breaking, fading. On the contrary, everything done out of conviction, out of good and mutual benefit, tends to endure over the years. The important things in life, affection, loyalty, commitment, cannot be bought, no matter how much money one is willing to pay for them. You can demand 8 hours of physical presence at a job, but never a person's commitment. The most valuable things we humans can contribute are those we give freely. And for this, it is worth remembering that before thinking, we feel. Leading is about mobilizing emotions. Great leaders give great meaning to people's work. Antonio Damasio, Prince of Asturias, a ward for scientific research, puts it well. We are not thinking machines that feel. We are feeling machines that think. In the world, there is nothing more submissive and weak than water. However, in attacking what is hard and strong, nothing surpasses it. The weak and the tender overcome the hard and the strong. Water has no definite shape, but it pulverizes rocks. It is soft power. The humanist Brian Bowling stated, "Diplomacy gets you out of a problem that tact would have avoided." This is how personal relationships work. Verticality in dealing with people is not usually the best practice. Hardness often destroys. Softness frequently shapes. Conquering others' wills by force is not the most suitable strategy. The best way to impose an idea on others is for them to believe they generated it themselves. Lao Tzu says, "A leader is best when people barely know he exists. When his work is done, his goal fulfilled, they will say, 'We did it ourselves.' He who knows how to be content with what he has will always be happy. If you are not content with what you have, you will not be content with what you get." Satisfaction or dissatisfaction with life begins with gratitude. Everything stems from it. Gratitude keeps us connected to life. If you want to know if a person is happy, see if they are grateful. We are often very fortunate and not able to appreciate it. Eckhart Tolle says, "If the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, it will be enough." If you give a hungry man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Education is helping each person to be independent, to fly by themselves. Forming people is helping them to make their own way, to find solutions on their own, regardless of circumstances. True education does not generate dependencies, but freedom. To educate is, above all, to help each person believe in themselves. I ask you a favor. Follow me on my YouTube channel, Mente Bajo Presocratica, to continue on the path of personal development.